those brain cells. Well, as you activate the brain cells, you alter the vibration you're in. Water tastes better all the time. All right. So he said, we have to have a picture of the mind. So he said, I'm going to draw a picture of the mind. And he said, let that represent the mind. Now we take and we divide that into two parts. There's the conscious mind, the subconscious, and the body. Now the conscious mind is the thinking mind. You might want to take some notes on this. Take and draw, just draw out a picture of the mind and in some of the space there, all right? That's the thinking mind. That is what we call the educated mind. So as you go to school, this is where you're gathering information. It's the educated mind. It's also where the intellect is resonant. You have your intellectual factors. You get intuition, reason, imagination, memory, the will. All these higher faculties are there in the conscious mind. Now, the subconscious is the emotional mind. It operates quite different from the conscious mind. Now, if we want to take this a little further, let's change how we look at the conscious mind. The conscious mind has the ability to choose. You can accept or reject anything that comes your way. And when you reject it, you have the ability to originate new ideas. That's where all your higher faculties are. Now, get this. Your conscious mind does that. Your subconscious has absolutely no ability to accept. It must accept. It cannot reject. The subconscious mind must accept. It cannot reject. Your subconscious mind cannot differentiate between what's imagined and what's real. It cannot differentiate between what's imagined and what's real. So if you look into the future with your imagination and you see yourself the way you want to be, and you bring it into the present and you see yourself, that's who you are. That's who you are. Why would we let somebody else's opinion control us? See? Your subconscious mind will accept anything you give to it. Now, with that information in mind, let's look. Here we are today. And we're being inundated with information from the radio, from newspaper, other people's opinions. It's coming into our conscious mind. Now, we have the ability, because we have a reasoning factor, and it's reason that gives us the ability to think. We have the ability to reject all that information. We say, I'm not going to accept that. You see, this is our thinking mind. We have the ability to think. We think, I'm not going to accept that, and just say, get out of here. And we can tell it all to go away. But you know something? We don't do that. What do? We don't even think about it. We don't even think. We leave our mind wide open, and where does it go? It goes right into our subconscious mind. And the subconscious mind will accept whatever you give to it. Why would we do that? We're programmed to do it. That's what a paradigm is. The paradigm is the programming. We're programmed to see ourselves this way. We're programmed to think we have problems with this. We're programmed to think we can't do this. We're programmed to think we can't do that. We're programmed to think that they'd laugh at us. We're programmed to think they don't really like us. We're programmed to think they say I'm being phony. How did this happen? When you're a child, an infant, whatever's going on around is going right into that baby's mind. That baby is being programmed. It is literally being programmed. The language it speaks, the kind of food it eats, the behavioral patterns, how people treat each other. It's all programmed. But even before the baby arrives on the scene, the programming takes place. It takes place at the moment of conception. Because you get all dad's DNA and all mom's DNA, a little particle of energy from dad and a little particle of energy from mom. They fell in love. They were on the same frequency. And that's where it all started. Well, where did they get their DNA? Well, from their mom and dad. Where did they get it? From their mom and dad. So God only knows how many generations we go back. Have you ever noticed how you look like your relatives? Do you think it's an accident? It's not an accident. It's called genetic conditioning. We even have little idiosyncrasies that our parents had and our grandparents had. And it's passed on from one generation to another. That's right up to the moment of birth. And then at birth, then we have environmental conditioning. And you see, that's ideas that are going in through repetition 20, 30, 50, 60, 70 years later, and we're still doing the same damn thing. Not much has changed. Year in, year out, getting much the same results. You've got to take what you know here and you've got to work with it. And if you don't work with it, nothing will happen. Nothing will happen, okay? In the absence of clearly defined goals, we become strangely loyal to performing daily trivia and we become enslaved by it. And that's where most people live. What are paradigms? Well, let's think about it. Paradigms are a multitude of habits. They're a multitude of habits. But understand this, they're other people's habits. You inherited the paradigm. You know wealthy people who are not overly bright. Now, by that, I don't mean that they're dumb people. They're just not intellectual giants. They're ordinary. They live where they want to live. They do what they want to do when they want to do it. Money is never a problem with them because they earn a lot of money. That's an attitude. But your attitude, that's what Earl Nightingale said, is the magic word, and it really is the magic word. Well, the internet opened up a whole new world. And you know it did. Now, I've pretty well changed that, but I'm 81 years old. I've been working on this since I was 26. I mean, this isn't something you just decide and you go up the coffee shop, I think I'll change it, you know. There's a little more involved than that. And you've really got to want to change. And you've got to be prepared to really bet on yourself, invest in yourself, because it isn't going to happen by accident. Paradigms literally control the lives of most people. The more you study this and you stand back and you think about people and you watch the way they work, but there's a pattern and people follow the pattern and they just move in and it's all programmed. That's how most of us live. We live like we're computerized beings, but we don't have to be that way. Now, here, let's take a look at how organized education model plus our education model. There's you, and those little antennae there, they're your senses. You can see, hear, smell, taste, touch. Now, this is a model, and the yellow is the school model. The yellow is the organized education. You go to school and you hear what the teacher said. And because you hear what the teachers say, you gather information. Now understand, you hear with your ears. Hearing. It's not listening, it's hearing. And because you hear, you gather the information. Now gathering information is exactly what it implies. You're gathering information. The books start to get stored in the consciousness. Then they want to see if you're learning, and so they follow another false concept that has no validity, and they give you something called a test, and they want to know if you know the information. Answering the test doesn't mean you know the information. It never has meant that, and it doesn't mean that. But at any rate, you get enough of the test right, and you pass the exam. But unfortunately, that is not knowing. But that's how education works. And you get enough, you read the book, you remember what's in the book, and you can repeat within the book. You answer more of the questions right than you do wrong, and you'll get a degree. And then we say they're an educated person. Now, that is not education. Education comes from the Latin meaning educo, meaning to educe, to develop, or to draw it from within. It's not putting information into our head. It's permitting the information that's already there come out. That's what Madame Montessori said. She said, a student is not like a cup that you take and you fill up. She said, the cup's already full. You create an environment that's conducive to the expression of what's already in the cup. Makes sense. So we say hearing and listening are two different things. You hear with the ears, you listen with your emotions. You've got to let yourself get emotionally involved in the information. Now, if you let yourself get emotionally involved, odds are pretty good you are going to learn something. Now, learning and gathering information are miles apart. Learning is when you consciously entertain an idea, you get emotionally involved in the idea, you step out and you act on the idea, and you change the end result. Now that is learning. Everything else is memorizing. I demonstrated I had learned something. Now when I first did that and I get feedback, you get feedback, that's how you know if you've learned. You get feedback. See, I didn't have to ask you that. I asked you that for their benefit, not for mine. I knew what you were like. I didn't have to wonder. I knew what you were like. I know you're a woman. and I know you're a man. You'll say, Bob, everybody knows that. Everybody does not know that. A baby doesn't know that. A baby's not able to tell the difference between the male and the female. They're not able to. They have to be taught that. They have to become consciously aware of the difference in gender. Why do we stop becoming consciously aware at such a very early age and then switch over and it's all intellect from then on? You know it'd be valuable if you could walk in and do that with anybody. And it wouldn't even matter what you work at. It would be valuable. You just glance at the person you know. And you know you know. How accurate was I? Yeah. Very. You see? Well, I'm right on. Well, I knew I was right on. I'm not doing this to get you to let them know I was right. I knew I was right. I want you to understand that I had that right. That is learning. When I learned how to read the energy. If I can learn how to read the energy, you can learn how to read the energy. Now, there's some things that I do that you probably wouldn't want to do. There's some things you do that I don't want to do. But there's some things that you do that I maybe do want to learn how to do. And there's some things I do that you probably do want to learn. Understand, if you see someone do something, you can do it. You just have to pay the price. Now, what is to pay the price? You have to learn. How do you learn? Well, a good place to start would be go to somebody who has demonstrated by results they know. If a person demonstrates by results they know how to do something, are they a good person to teach you? Not necessarily. Not necessarily. A person can be very good at something and not be a very good teacher. Most people that are very good at something are what you call unconscious competence. They're not even consciously aware of why they're doing it. Almost all people that are really good at something, they are unconscious competence. They cannot articulate on why they're doing what they're doing. Therefore, they've got something developed that's non-transferable.
All right, guys, we're going to start in 2 minutes. In 2 minutes at exactly 9:20, we're going to start. So take this time to go in your group chats. Let everybody know that Mornings with Nano is going live in 2 minutes. And it's going to be some valuable information that you guys can learn as well. So I'm super excited for this call, guys. And I want you guys to go in your group chats and let everybody know that the call starts in exactly 2 minutes, guys. 2 minutes.
That's why the father cannot give it to the son or the daughter. That's why the company, if the company knew, they would take all the stars. If they understood what made them stars, they'd can it and give it to everybody in the company. They don't know what makes them stars. And so what do? We look at somebody doing something well and say, well, they're just gifted. I mean, you know, God liked them, don't like me. You know that that's not right. Learning, back this up. You learn when you consciously entertain an idea. You get emotionally involved in this idea. You step out and you act on the idea. You do it. And when you do it, you change the end result. It's the change in result as it feedbacks to your consciousness that's learning. That's learning it. Does that make sense, Chris? It does, doesn't it? Let's take a look at another model. Here's the top model. School gave us valuable knowledge. However, school never taught us how to alter the old paradigm. They didn't even tell us about the old paradigm. They didn't even understand the paradigm. If they understood the paradigm, they'd know why the child got poor grades. And because the child got poor grades, they just say, well, the kid just isn't very smart. Like Miss Strawn, who was the grade 8 teacher. I'm leaving grade 8. And she's, where are you going, Bob? And I said, Melbourne Collegiate. Oh, Bob, don't go to Melbourne. God, don't go there. You'll never do well in the business world. Go to tech and learn a trade. The hell do I know? If I go to tech. I was there about a month and I shoved my thumb right into a bandsaw, cut the end of it off. They had to sew it back on. There was blood everywhere. I was screaming. They thought I was killed. I have difficulty getting the top back on toothpaste. I'm going to be good at a trade. I'm extremely creative. I can come up with all kinds of ideas. I'm very good in business. But I didn't do any of that until I was 26. Why? Because Miss Strawn said, you'll...
All right, guys, welcome to Mornings with Nano. Hope everybody's here and ready to go. Okay, we got 500 live already. That's what it's all about, man. So I'm excited. It's definitely a great day. It's a Monday, March 7th, 2022, and it is 9:21 this morning. So, perfect start to the week. I'm excited. This week is going to be one filled with breakthroughs, filled with quantum. This is going to be the week where a lot of people make a big decision that they're going to go all in. This is going to be the week where some of you guys step out of your comfort zone and you do things that you've never done so you could get things you've never had. Okay, this is going to be the week where you turn it all the way up and you do something that you've never done, fam. So I'm super excited. So I want everybody to go in the chat box and I want you guys to type, I received that. 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 Okay. I saw somebody say that it's lagging. It shouldn't be lagging. Why has it been lagging lately? It's weird. We're gonna have to reset the internet later. Okay. Thank you. Looks like everything is good. Sorry if it lagged. I'm gonna have to reset it because it started lagging yesterday. It had a while that it didn't lag. I guess it just needs a little reset. But I'm excited to be here, guys. I'm excited. And I also want to make sure that we express gratitude before we even get into the call. So can we get one thing that you guys are for in the chat box? Put it in there. I'm super blessed and I'm super grateful for it all. I know that a lot of us are going to learn a lot from this today. So let's go in those group chats, let everybody know how grateful we are for everything that's happening in our lives right now. What is one thing you're grateful for this morning? Express gratitude because gratitude is the highest form of emotion, guys. It is the highest form of emotion. So keep spreading the word, spread the word, spread the word. I am grateful for God. I am grateful for my family. I am grateful for my health, my mom, my dad, my little brother, my God. I'm extremely grateful for my life and everything that I, have accomplished thus far. I'm grateful for my team. I'm grateful for the leaders within my organization. I'm grateful for my day one brothers. I'm grateful for my mentors, Matt Rosa, Jason Brown, Alex Morton, Darwin Lopez. Extremely grateful for Katie. Grateful for everybody who jumps on these calls. I see my brother Adam, my creative director. Extremely grateful for you, bro. Grateful for my sis Amber. I see you in here, sis. Isak, I see you, bro. Sasha, Craig, TT, Iman. Extremely grateful for all of you guys. All right. So looking forward to today's call. Today's call is going to be a very powerful one. And, I know that a lot of you guys are going to be able to get a lot of value from what it is that, we're going to cover here today. But as you guys know, it is Monday and it's a new start to the week. And being that is March 7th, for those who are in IM, I'm extremely grateful for IM as well. You guys know that this week is convention for us. This is going to be a huge week, and they say that, at convention, big decisions are made. Can't forget about the IG familia. Give me one sec. They say that big decisions are made at events. Okay. And that's important that everybody understands that. That means that there's going to be a lot of people that make big decisions this weekend. Okay. And I know that every single individual is going to be able to put themselves in a position to change their lives for, this year and going into the rest of 2022. Now, I wanted to talk about, how you can attract miracles into your life, how you can attract not only miracles, but you can also attract quantum leaps into your life. You can also attract breakthroughs into your life. And I wanted to talk about this because this is something that's very important that everybody understands, okay? And, it goes into what Bob Proctor teaches about the conscious mind versus the subconscious mind that then goes into the body that then determines that the actions that you're going to take, okay, that then determines the results that you will receive, okay? It says, please wait, man. I hope this is good. Why are we having connection problems? I don't know. It stopped. I think it stopped. Can everybody hear me? Because it's saying on my side, should be good. Okay, we're good. Because on my thing is saying, please wait while we try reconnecting. Okay, good. All right. So I wanted to make sure that you guys understood this. So I'm going to go through a process on how to attract miracles into your life, how to attract quantum leaps into your life. So this is going to be amazing. And I want you guys to make sure that everybody take notes on what I'm going to cover here today. All right. Now, how do we attract miracles into our lives? Okay. Now, it's important that we understand what a miracle is. Okay. What is the definition of a miracle? Okay, because we say that March is the month for miracles. Now, what is the definition of a miracle, right? Now, the definition of a miracle is a surprising, okay, and welcome event that is not explicable by natural or scientific laws, and therefore is considered to be the work of a divine agency. All right, I'm going to repeat that one more time, okay? A miracle is a surprising and welcome event, that is not explicable by natural or scientific laws and is therefore considered to be the work of divine agency. All right. It is something that's going to happen because of the divine power that we have with us. Okay. All right. So I know a lot of you guys are going to experience miracles this month. Okay. Now, everything first starts with the conscious mind. Okay. Now, I want all of you to understand that the conscious mind is your thinking mind. It controls what you think and what you allow in your mind on a day-to-day basis. Okay. Now, I want you to ask yourself this question. Okay. How much value are you pouring in to your conscious mind on a day-to-day basis? Okay, because you see, in order for you to attract and create a miracle in your life, it's something that you must be pouring in to your conscious mind each and every single day. Okay, so in order for you to have a miracle in your mind and in order for you to have a miracle in your life happen, it's something that you must, number one, you must be always consciously talking about it. Okay. You must be talking about it. You must be thinking about it. And you must be surrounding yourself with people who believe the same thing. Okay. Let me repeat that one more time. In order for you to experience a miracle, a breakthrough, a quantum leap in your life, number one, you have to speak it every day. Very important. You got to speak this each and every single day, day in and day out. Okay. You must be pouring that information into your mind daily. Okay. And you must hang around people that are on the same vibration and on the same frequency as you. Okay. That's why when I journal, I write down, I am expecting miracles and I am getting miracles. That's why there's miracles that happen in my life that I can't even explain, because not only do I speak them, I think about them, and I hang around people that believe that they can happen for us. You see, your conscious mind is everything. We talk about the strangest secret. Can anybody tell me what is the strangest secret in the chat box? Does anybody know it off the top of your head? What is the strangest secret? Does anybody know? What is the strangest secret in the world? Okay. The strangest secret in the world is we become what we think about most. Okay. That's the strangest secret in the world. Okay. So if you sit down and you think about it, okay, if we become what we think about most, Don't you think that if all we think about is breakthroughs, momentum, quantum leaps, great experiences, positivity, love, you will become that because you become what you think about most. But what are you thinking about most though? That's the question that I want all of us to ask ourselves at 9:31 this morning on this beautiful Monday morning. What are we thinking about most? And the way you know what you think about most is you need to look at what you've become at this very moment. Who are you at this very moment? Because what tends to happen is, guys, this is why I am so hard on you guys about staying true to your morning routine, working on yourself every day, reading the books every single day. You know why I'm so hard on you guys about that stuff? Because you got to sit down and really think about it. Some of us have years and years of bad programming that we have to reprogram. And if you sit down and you think about it, okay, if you sit down and you really think about it, okay, you can't just reprogram years of bad thinking and bad programming in just a day, in just 2 days, in just a week. It's going to take you months and even years. Because look, I have 4 years doing this. Okay. And I'm still rewiring my programming. I still haven't completely changed my programming. But look at how much work I've put in. I'm talking about over 70 books that I've poured into my mind, thousands of hours of audios that I've listened to. So much things that I've done, okay, in order for me to get to where I'm at here today. So what are you pouring into your mind every day? And how much time are you pouring into it? Because let's be honest, right? Are some of you guys pouring in more social media and news and all that stuff than you pouring in books and audios? Because you're becoming what you think about. Remember, pay attention. Pay attention to your results. Because you can dedicate 1 hour a day to reading, let's say, for example, and learning. But then you go and spend 3-4 hours on Instagram reading the news, war, this, that. So you basically put all this work in throughout the day or in the morning to then pour all this bad information into your mind. Where does that? It doesn't make any sense. You basically did the work for nothing. Okay? You did the work for nothing. So if you wake up and you do your morning routine and you read the books, you listen to the audios, okay? You meditate, you journal, and then you spend the rest of the day on Instagram looking through other people's stories, watching the news, not doing anything with yourself, then guess what? You did all that work in the morning for absolutely nothing. Because guess what? Whatever good information you did have, you just filled it up with bad information. It doesn't work. It'll never work like that. It'll never, ever work like that. Never work when you do it that way. You have to, that's why he says you become what you think about most. What are you thinking about most every single day? Because you see me, I'll be honest with you guys. All right. I use Instagram. Okay. I'm not saying I don't use it, but I use it intentionally. I use it for business. And I don't allow the news or these outlets or these pages. I don't follow World Star. I don't follow anything that has to do with things that are going to distract me. I don't follow that stuff. I don't sit down and look at that stuff. Maybe once in a while, I might just take a look, a peek, just to be aware of the information, just to be aware of what's going on. But for me to continuously be looking at this stuff, no, never. Never. Because I know that I become what I think about. I know that. That's something that you have to truly be conscious of, guys. Remember, your conscious mind is your thinking mind. And Bob Proctor says it. He says most people aren't even thinking. He said most people wouldn't even say what they're thinking. They wouldn't even say what they're thinking, because if they would say what they're thinking, they wouldn't even believe half of the things that they're saying to themselves. So I want you guys to really sit down and think about that. He said most people rather die than think. Most people rather die than think. If you look at the results, only 5% of people actually live the life that they truly want. Only 5% of people. And those 5% of people are the people that are thinking. That means that 95% of people in this world don't think. They don't think. In the audio, he says he is surprised that people actually do as good as they do. And it's because of the system. Because people have to work a job and so on and so forth. But in reality, they're really not thinking. Society is doing the thinking for them. Sit down and really think about it. Society is doing the thinking for the world right now. They're controlling what we think about. I want you guys to stay with me here. I know this might get a little deep right now, but I need you to stay with me right here. Society controls what we think. Some of you guys are not doing your own thinking. Because if you were doing your own thinking, you would already have what you wanted. You would already have what you desire. But instead, so many of us have fallen into the system and have allowed ourselves to let others do the thinking for us. And remember, it's not only society. Sometimes it's your own parents doing the thinking for you. Sometimes it's your friends doing the thinking for you. Sometimes it's your significant other doing the thinking for you. Some of you are not really thinking for yourselves. This is powerful stuff. This is stuff that you really got to sit down and realize yourself, like, yo, have I been thinking for myself? That's the question everybody right now should be asking themselves. Have I been thinking for myself, or have I allowed outside forces to do thinking for me? Am I happy with what I'm doing right now? Do I have the results that I want? Because at the end of the day, guys, remember, the results tell the final story. It doesn't matter how good of a person you are, how this, that, none of it matters. The results determine what you've been thinking. That's what matters. At the end of the day, this is what matters, the results. What are the results? What are the results, Jonte? What are the results, Oscar, Jay, Guadalupe, DeMarcus, Andrea, right? What are your results? That is what's determining what you are thinking and what you're pouring into your mind. If your mind is filled, if your life is filled with problems, stress, overwhelmness, all this stuff, that is what you've been pouring into your mind. It's what you've been thinking about most. You become what you think about most. You're struggling financially, you thought about that. Sit down and really think. I remember when I was struggling financially, and I remember how much I would think about it. I remember how much I would think about it. It was a constant thought in my mind every single day. It was something that it was like almost so hard to get it out of my mind. You would always think about it at all times. Like it was a constant thought in your mind. But then I learned how to reverse that. Then I had to reverse that. And I love what what Delina said in the chat box, conversations with Delina. She said, I just want to be left alone by others so I can think about what I'm doing. And sometimes that's what it takes. Guys, actually sit down and think about this stuff. I tell you guys every morning when you wake up, do your best to spend the first 20 minutes without your phones and actually think. Think. What are you attracting into your life? Your conscious mind is your thinking mind. There's two parts of our mind, though. Two parts. There's the conscious mind, and what's the other part of our mind, guys? Who knows? What is the second part of our mind? What is the second part of our mind? The subconscious mind. And the subconscious mind is our emotional mind. Now, this is where it's going to start to get a little bit deeper. Our subconscious mind creates 90% of the reality that we live. So it's not our conscious mind that creates, it's our subconscious mind that creates. Your subconscious mind is your emotional mind. So let me put this into perspective for you. We think with our conscious mind, okay? So I'm thinking thoughts of positivity, love, success, $100,000 a month. How those thoughts make me feel? Those thoughts then go into my subconscious mind, okay? Because it's the emotion that allows the door to open into your subconscious mind. It's the emotion, okay? So how you feel is what determines what goes into your subconscious mind. So if I have thoughts of success, abundance, me making $100,000 a month, retiring my family, those are thoughts that make me feel good. Those are thoughts that make me feel abundant. So guess what? Those thoughts, since they make me feel so good, guess what? Those thoughts are going to open up the door to my subconscious mind, and it's going to go into my subconscious mind. And guess what? From there, from it going into my subconscious mind then determines the way my body feels. And the way my body feels will determines the actions that I take towards what I was thinking about. Stay with me right here. If you can understand this, your whole life will change on this call today. You will have miracles on this call if you sit down and you are actually paying attention to what I'm covering right now. Okay. I feel good. I'm like, yo, $100,000 a month. I have my gold card. I'm feeling amazing. My body feels good. My body wants to take the actions to want to go do this. And that's why I've gotten the results that I have today. It's because of the simple fact that I have thought about this. It has made me feel good. I took the actions required, and now I have it. Let's use this condo as an example. Okay? Let's use this condo as an example. I live in this beautiful condo on the beach. Beautiful. 50 floors up, all the beautiful amenities, everything, right? And I'm not showing off. I just want to give you guys an example, okay? Let's talk about this so you can see it, how I was able to accomplish this, okay? So when I was broke, okay, and I was living at my parents' house, 24, 25 years old, completely broke. All right. I tell you guys, I'm gonna one day write a documentary or one day write a book, and it's gonna be called $20 in a Dream. Okay. You see how there's the dollar in a dream story? Well, for me, it was $20 in a dream. Let me tell you why it was $20. Well, first off, my mom and dad would leave me $20 every morning when I first started this business. Now, fun fact that a lot of people don't know, and some of you guys will hear here for the first time, I've never worked a job. I've never had a job my whole life. I've never had a 9 to 5. I never clocked in ever to a job. When my baseball career finished in college, okay, I went into depression. All right. I was at a very, very low place in my life. Okay. I was low. And I know some of you guys can relate. So I'm going to talk about this story because when my baseball career came to an end, I want you guys to understand that, not only did my dream, get crushed, my mom and dad had dreams, my little brother, my community. I was somebody that when I would walk down the streets, people would tell me, yo, Nano, when you make it to the major leagues, bro, I want my tickets to Yankee Stadium. Like I was the hope for the hood. I still am the hope. Okay, because I remember the path and the gift that I was given. I'm the hope for the hood. I'm the one that's going to help us get out of the hood. That's how I was looked at from young. Since I was a young kid, I was always looked at that kid like, yo, this is going to be the guy that takes us out of the hood because I was going to do it through baseball. And for some of you guys know that feeling as well. And it's a lot of pressure, Jasmine. Absolutely. It's a lot of pressure. I was the hope. I am the hope for the hood. So I was working my butt off. Like, guys, listen to me. I was that kid when I would wake up in the morning, like, bro, I could walk into stores and I could grab waters, bananas for free. Nobody would charge me. Like, everybody knew me as that baseball player. Like, yo, I was the golden child. Like, you couldn't mess around with me. Like, if I had any problems with anybody, like, I was just one phone call away and the whole block would be lit. Like, yo, who's trying to mess with Nano? For real, that's how it was. Like to that extent, and I'm not even exaggerating. There's people that if they're on this call and they know me growing up, they will tell you, yo, that's the facts. Like I was that kid, like, yo, you couldn't mess around with me because I couldn't, like, I remember growing up, like if I couldn't join the gang. So my block growing up, that was gang city. Like that was huge gang related. I could never join the gang. Even if I wanted to, they wouldn't allow me, right? If I wanted to chill and stay out late, I had to do it low key. If I wanted to, chill with my boys and smoke, I had to do that away from everybody. I couldn't do it. I was the golden child. And facts, Brando knows. Brando already knows. So they took care of me. And when my baseball career came to an end, right, everybody was heartbroken because all hope was lost at that point. And I would walk down the streets now when my baseball career came to an end, and every day I had to remind people that it was over. Like, yo, it's over. It's over. Like, nah, I'm not going to be able to do it anymore. This is not happening for me. And because that's what I was thinking about most, and because of how bad that made me feel, think about it. I was working my whole life to make this happen for my family, for my neighborhood, for myself, for all of us. And yeah, it's always still one phone call away. And it's amazing because when it happened, I hurt my shoulder. For those that are wondering, I hurt my shoulder. I blew out my shoulder. And my baseball career came to an end. So think about it. How do you think that made me feel? Just put it in the chat box in one word. How did you think that happening to me made me feel? And what kind of thoughts do you think I was having at that very point in time? I was hurt, sad as hell, horrible, right? Down, low, failure, broken, not suicidal, devastated, negative, the end of everything, worthless, defeated, right? That's how I felt, depressed, discouraged, right? Lonely. Now think about what I was thinking. I was so lost. I never worked a job. So I'm like, yo, what am I going to do now? What am I going to do now? I never worked a job. I have no work experience. Guys, I didn't even have a resume. I didn't even have a resume. So all I would think about was bad things. How stressed I was, how I let my family down, how I let my little brother down, how I was scared to go into the real world. This was what I was thinking about. I was broke. I had no money. Okay. My mom and dad would only give me $20 a day. So think about it. That was all I was thinking about. And look at how I was feeling. So guess what? That would go into my subconscious mind. All right. My subconscious mind, remember what I said? It creates 90% of the reality that I was living. Okay. Because my subconscious mind determines how my body feels. How you think my body was feeling thinking like that? It was feeling horrible. You think I really wanted to work? I was lazy. I was down. I was on the blocks chilling every day, smoking, not for an escape. It wasn't to look cool. No, I was smoking weed to escape. Okay, I was lost. All right, I was lost. And if I have any kids on this call, I want you guys to understand you never got to go to drugs to escape from everything. Never. For my kids on this call, you never go to drugs to escape. I was doing it at the time because that was all I knew. It was my environment. Hey, everybody was escaping from something because nobody liked their reality. Nobody liked living in the hood. Nobody liked working check to check. You think we like that stuff? So that was our escape every single day. Every single day, that was the escape for us. And I lived in that reality for almost a year. And I was at rock bottom. My results, overdrafted accounts, no success at all. I was lazy. I had no desire. I had no dreams. I had no goals. I was lost. But they say, right, that at rock bottom comes your biggest blessing. And my biggest blessing was this business. My biggest blessing was this business. The business of network marketing, entrepreneurship, investing, Forex, the whole nine, right? And look, I'm going to tell you guys right now, this beautiful condo I live in, the money I've made, the places I've traveled to, the nice things that I have now, all of that stuff is great, and I am grateful for it, and I am so thankful every day to God for it. But what I'm most proud of is the person that I've become and the awareness that I have now. That's what I'm most grateful for. Because I became aware of this information, and I'm like, yo, if this is real, I got to do this. I can change my life just by thinking. Just with my thinking, I can change my life. Once I became aware of this information right here that I'm teaching to you guys right now, my whole life changed. Because I said, yo, I am in control. I'm in control. I can create my reality. I can create my reality. So that's when I said, okay, Nano. That's when I looked at it. Then I said, okay, Nano, look at your results. I was 24 years old, 25 years old, living off of $20 a day that my mom, remember guys, some of you guys are 21, 22 years old. You guys make money. You guys have jobs. I was 23, 24 years old, living at my mom and dad's house, living off of $20 a day that my mom and dad will leave me every day. My mom will leave me 10, my dad will leave me 10. Literally. Just like that. That's all I had. No work, no job. So if a lot of you guys wonder, Nano, hey, but why do you share your business so much? Come on, bro. How am I not going to share my business when my business changed my life? I said, when I found out that I can make money from sharing my business with people, I said, I'm sharing this business with everybody. I don't care who says yes, who says no. I'm sharing it with the whole world because everybody needs to know what I just learned. And I had no results at the time, but I knew that others have results. And I said, I'm going to share it and I'm going to change the way that I think. And I remember it like it was yesterday, guys. I remember how it all started, bro. I remember the day when it started. I remember the hearing the thing that, yo, you got to change the way you think. Your results determine your results determine everything. So I looked at my results. I was broke, living off of my parents. My parents were still supporting me at 23, 24 years old. I want you guys to know that and understand that. All right. So I want you guys to stay with me right here and understand why I do this and why I do this for my mom and dad so much is because they supported me. Even like most parents would have been like, yo, go get a job. You figure it out yourself. You pay for all this stuff. No, my parents supported my future. They said, yo, you're going to do this. I bet. You're going to do this. You're really going to do this. Okay. You're going to do this. Okay, let's do it. So I looked at my results. I wasn't happy with my results. So then my results are determined by the actions that I take. I wasn't obviously taking the actions because my body wasn't feeling good. So my body feeling good was based off of what was in my subconscious mind. And what was in my subconscious mind was based off of what I was thinking. So I had to re-engineer the whole entire thing. I said, okay, it all starts back with my thinking. Okay. And how do I change my thinking? It starts in the morning. What I tell myself in the first 20 minutes of me waking up will determine my reality. So this is what happened. My bed was, so I lived in a small, the apartment was pretty big, but my room was pretty small to the fact because there's two big queen beds in there. There's there's a drawer, all this stuff. So I was limited on space. So my bed was my work zone, right? My bed was where I worked from. I hit six figures from my bed, okay? In the Heights, in the hood. I hit it from my bed. I hit six figures. That was my workplace. Like I would sleep on one side of the bed and on the other side of the bed was my library. It was my books and everything, okay? Now, I remember when I made the decision to start changing my thinking. And the way I started to change my thinking was, okay, yo, the moment you wake up, most people grab their phones, they go on Instagram. That's the worst mistake you could do, by the way. I want you all to know that right here and then. The worst mistake you could do is wake up and the first thing you do is grab your phone, go on Instagram and feed your mind with all the useless information that is on there that's not doing absolutely nothing. The moment you wake up and you go on Instagram, you're automatically controlled by society. Society is now doing the thinking for you because you jumped on, boom, and now you're reading about wars, this, diseases, blah, blah, blah. This person died and this and this and that, and then boom, 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 boom. That's it. Society did all the thinking for you. Now all you can think about is things that align with what you were, and that's it, you're done for. So I remember waking up, and the way I did it was I had to become a better decision maker. This is how it worked for me. So I knew that in order for me to make a better decision, I had to be able to choose in the morning between let's say, for example, this was my phone and this was my book and my gold card. This is how I did it. So when I would wake up, boom, wake up out of bed, my phone was there and my book and my gold card was there. I had to make a choice every single morning which one I was going to grab first. This is how I started. When I was broke, had nothing in the bank, completely lost in life, this is how it started. Which one do I grab first? I had it right there next to my bed. The moment I woke up, they were right there, laying down right next to me. My phone was there, and my book with my gold card was on top of it. And every morning I had to make a decision on which one I was going to do, what decision I was going to make. And I started to make the decision to grab my gold card. And then after I would grab my gold card, I would read 10 pages of the book right away. Right away. That was before I even had a morning routine. This was my morning routine back in the days. This was before I was meditating, before I was journaling. This is how I started. I said, okay, I need to become a better decision maker because it's obvious that I'm not making the right decision. So every day I would wake up and I would grab my gold card and I would read it. I am so happy and grateful now that I am earning $10,000 a month, blah, 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 blah. And I would read it to myself. And then after I was done reading it to myself, I would grab my book and I would read for 10 pages. And the only way that I could deserve to grab my phone was if I read my gold card and if I read my book. That made me deserving of grabbing my phone after that. I don't care who was texting me. I don't care if you called me. I don't care if somebody liked my picture on Instagram, if I got a DM. If I didn't read my gold card and read those 10 pages, I couldn't grab my phone. And that right there changed everything for me, bro. Everything. Because I started to feel better about myself. I started to think differently because remember, and it was so weird because remember, my whole life, my whole mind is programmed to grab my phone and feed my mind the sense, listen to me. I would wake up and sit on my phone for an hour on Instagram. Looking at this, that, blah, 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 blah. Sit there for an hour without brushing my teeth. Some of you guys know what I'm saying because we've done it or we're still doing it. Literally just stay in bed like this, just scrolling, like in pictures. From the moment I woke up, that was the first thing I did. Grab my phone. No brushing my teeth, no nothing, no water. I just want to check what's going on Instagram. Off the wake up. Off the wake up. That was me. And I was down and I get it. And I knew that I was like what the Stank Brevler says, right? But I knew that I had to change. I knew I had to change. I knew. And when I started to pour in information into my mind, right? When I started to read these books, that's when I started to read The Compound Effect, The Four Agreement, right? When I started to read all of these books and I started to really, really, understand this stuff, I started to be consistent with it. I started to really understand things on a different level. So because now I was thinking differently, guess what? I was feeling better. And that was allowing good thoughts going into my subconscious mind. Remember, your subconscious mind doesn't know what's real or what's fake. It only knows based off how you feel. So because I was feeling so good, guess what? That was determining the way my body felt. Now, instead of my body feeling bad, down, depressed, and lazy, I was feeling inspired. I was feeling motivated. I was like, yo, I'm ready to attack. I'm ready to change my life. I'm ready to read more. And then guess what? Because the actions I was taking were a lot better, then I started to get results. But let me tell you something really quick, just in case you guys are not aware. There was a lot of debt I had to pay though. You see, guys, a lot of you guys don't understand is every day that you wake up and you don't do what you're supposed to do and you do what you want to do, you add debt to yourself. So for months, I did the reading instead of waking up and grabbing my phone and stuff like that. I did that for months and I was still broke. But what I was doing was I was paying debt. I was paying debt because I had added so many debt from all those days that I sat on my phone like this. I had to pay all those days off. What do you think? You got to pay that off. I had to pay all of those days off. I went months, guys, months. Honestly, I think almost a year, to be 100% real with you guys. Almost a year before I started to see a difference in my life. Almost a year. And then year 2, I hit 6 figures. So I spent the whole 6 months to a year paying off debt. And I'm not talking about money debt. I'm talking about action debts. Debts that have to do with the spiritual world. And bro, months passed. And that's when your faith has to be, that's when your faith gets tested the most. Because we are all programmed to think and we're all programmed to think in instant gratification. That's the system. You work for a week and you get paid. That's why people who come into these businesses, and they come in here and they don't make money in the first 30 days, they're gone. They're out of here. Right? Put a 1 in the chat box if you ever had someone join your business and leave after 30 days. They were too stuck in the system mindset. They were stuck in that mindset. They didn't see instant gratification. So they're out of here. There's the door. They didn't believe. They didn't see it all the way through. They had no vision. They wanted the instant gratification. They wanted the instant gratification. I paid off debt for years before I received what I wanted to. How many of you guys are willing to do that? How many of you guys are willing to show up? And then, you know what's the worst part? You start to get tested because now my mom and my dad, they're like, yo, what's going on? We're investing into you. You're doing all these calls. You're reading all these books. My mom would go crazy on me every time she would see an Amazon. You see the little Amazon, the way they come in the pamphlet. I don't even know how to explain it, but the little package that the books come for Amazon. She like otro libro. She would always be like, another book. What are you doing with all these books? Where's the money? You know how Hispanics, mom, are, right? She like otro libro, right? Toto libro y el dinero. She was saying like, yo, all these books, but where's the money? She would tell me that all the time, bro, all the time. And she didn't understand, bro. It was so funny. And remember, guys, I'm talking about months after month, book after book. My mom telling me, and I'm here and I'm telling her like, Mom, we gonna be millionaires. And she like, I see it when I believe it. You know how they are. I see it when I believe it. And I'll be like, Mom, I got you. I'm gonna take care of you. And she'll be like, where's the money? Enséñame el dinero. Where's the money? But I wouldn't have the money. But I used to tell my mom, like, yo, you're not going to kick me out of this house, so you might as well just deal with it. You're not going to put your son out in the street, so just let me be. I'm going to figure this out. I'm telling you, mommy, I'm going to figure this out. Because, bro, she would come into my room and just go get a job. This is not working for you. You're wasting your time. We need help with the bills. You're living off of us. We can't continue to support you and mantenerte, how she used to say. And it was hard those days, bro. I'll be honest with you guys. It was hard. It was hard to believe that it was gonna happen for me. Because remember what I always say, the easiest thing that you guys will do is hit 6 figures. The hardest thing you're going to do is believe it. And the reason why it's so hard to believe it is because you're going to be tested. You're going to have to go months without, think about it, guys. Imagine going months grinding and not seeing no results. How well can I speak Spanish? Very well. And I had to believe through all of that, like reading all these books, writing down my goals every day, celebrating them every day, and not seeing anything changing. And I just kept doing it, doing the calls, prospecting, posting on Instagram, and still the results the same. But I kept going, I kept going, I kept going, I kept going, I kept going. And then I started to see things change. I'm like, okay, it's working. It's working. It's working. And it started to work a little bit. And then it started to change. But it all happened because of the way I was thinking. My thinking changed. And the same effort that it took for me to think in negative terms was the same effort that it took for me to think in positive terms. I got tested a lot. My faith got tested a lot. So much. You know what it's like to have, right? Your own mom and dad doubt you. My mom and dad were doubting me like crazy. At the time, the relationship that I was in, they didn't even believe. Nobody believed. My neighbors were literally in my path, like, yo, your son should be helping you with the bills. He's a grown-ass man. He's living at home. Because remember, when I got started with this, I'm doing a home-based business. So my parents are going to work Monday through Friday, 9 to 5, working their butts off, and their son is at home, and they think that I'm just sleeping in and just reading books and doing calls from my phone and on my laptop. So they were like, yo, this is crazy. And bro, I had to keep it every day, believing, reading books every day, asking questions every day, audios every day. Bro, when I'm telling you guys, I had an audio playing at all times of the day, all day, every day. I went to the store for my mom, AirPods in, boom. Bob Proctor. I was going to take the train somewhere. I always take my book with me. I'll have one earpod in and one earpod out, but I always have the information going in and out. So guess what? I changed my thinking. My thinking changed my emotions. Emotions determines the actions that I was taking. The actions that I was taking determined the results. I started to think about this condo every day while I was broke. I'm going to live on the beach one day. I'm going to live in luxury. Every day I would think about it and I would visualize it. That would make me feel good. That would make me feel so good. After it made me feel good, it will make my body feel good to take the actions that were required. So I would take the actions required every day. And by law, look, the results have showed up. Okay? The results have showed up. So for some of you, moral of the story is some of you guys have debt you got to pay. But that doesn't mean that you can't receive a miracle while you're paying off debt. Just know people are going to doubt you. People are not going to believe in you. Everything you wanted to go. But what I will promise you guys is this. Delayed gratification is better than instant gratification. You're lagging? Damn. I'm sorry. Let me see. Am I lagging over here, guys? Am I good on the IG? I'm good now. Okay. So with that being said, that's what I wanted to talk about today. If you guys got value and I'm good, put a 1 in the chat box if you guys got value from today's call and it made sense as to what I'm saying. And if you guys know, like majority of you guys, if you really know, I basically just went over the tier mindset, but I dove deeper into the tier mindset. TEAR, thoughts control emotions. Emotions determine actions, and actions determine results. But I dove deeper into the science behind it. Okay. Now, I want to say something to you guys really quick, and I want you guys to stay with me right here. All right. This past week, okay, we lost a Mornings with Nano family member. Okay. One of our brothers who's a part of the family who jumps on Mornings with Nano religiously lost his daughter to cancer. Okay. Her name was Gianna. All right. She jumped on Mornings with Nano every morning. And she would use Mornings with Nano as a way to keep her fighting and to give her more life. Okay. And we just lost, I mean, exactly. He just lost his daughter to cancer, and she was a light. Okay. She did her affirmations. She was somebody that did all her affirmations in the morning. She loved jumping on Mornings with Nano. And unfortunately, we lost her. And I want to send her my condolences to her family, to my brother as well. I got a chance to meet him in the P600, and he told me about his daughter and everything, and he said his story, and it was one of the most powerful things. And that's why I never judge people based off of what they're going through, because I can't imagine how hard it was for him to still be building the business and still keep a positive mindset while every single day he had to fight for the life of his daughter. So I just want to do a quick 10 seconds of silence for his daughter and for his family. And if we can just bow our heads for 10 seconds and just give a moment of silence for him and his family and for his daughter. Quick moment of silence for 10 seconds. Rest in paradise to Gianna. She was a Mornings with Nano, advocate. She jumped on. She loved it. She participated in it. She never made an excuse. And, I know that we talked about, giving back. And, I'm actually in conversations with certain people where we're going to be able to, give back to, certain communities. But guys, their family needs our help with the funeral and everything, the cost of everything. And they actually created a GoFundMe. All right. I already invested this morning. Okay. It should have already going through. I put some money in there for her. All right. If anybody wants to help out, all right, that is the GoFundMe. I just dropped it in the chat box. If you guys want to give $1, $2, $5, if you guys can do anything, if you guys forgot to give yesterday at church, okay, if you haven't given anything in a long time, even if it's $5 that you guys give, all right, it'll mean a lot. Okay. For me, I didn't get a chance to give yesterday at church. So whatever I was gonna give to the church, I'm gonna give it to them. Okay. Because I could only imagine the pain and the sorrow and how tough it must be for them, and then the finances that comes with everything that they want to do. So we want to make sure that she deserves a proper burial, and because she was part of our family, the Mornings with Nano family, I think that it's only right that as a family we all donate at least something, even if it's $1, guys, but give it. Allow us to give, because we haven't yet organized what we're going to do, like I talked to you guys about, with giving every month at least to one thing. Can you guys click on the link that I'm dropping in the chat? Can you guys click on it? You can click on it, right? I'm also going to drop it in the Telegram chat in the Nanos Keys to Success right now. If you guys want to use it right there. But please, fam, anything you guys can do, I know that it'll mean the world to them. Okay, I just dropped it in the Nanos Keys to Success chat. Anything you guys could do, it means a lot. All right, fam. But with that being said, we're going to pray for her. We're going to pray for her family. I'm going to say a quick prayer for all of us before we go. But it has been a great, great call thus far. All right, it has been a great call thus far. Personally, can't see it. Let me the link for people on, so we can actually copy link and post it on right here. I don't know if I can post links on IG Live. There it is, guys, right there. I don't know if you guys can click it on the link. I can pin it right here. I don't know if you can click on it, though. But if not, maybe search for it. Maybe enter it manually. Is there another way to donate aside from GoFundMe? I don't think so. I just do Apple Pay on GoFundMe, and it just goes right through. So I don't really know. Nah, it says they can't click on it. We'll find a way. Nano, she loved you so much. Look at that. She loved me so much. It's so sad. So I feel bad that I didn't even get a chance to meet her ever. But I know that, she's in a better place now, and she's with God, and whatever hurt she was going through, whatever disease and all of that, now she don't have to go through any of that chemotherapy and all that stuff that she was going through here. Now she's in heaven with God, and she's free, and her body is healed, and she's living in abundance and freedom. So I want Gianna to know, I know she's listening, I know she's on this call with us right now. I want you to know that even though I never met you, Gianni, I love you, I appreciate you. Thank you for being so strong. Thank you for fighting as much as you did. Thank you for all the days that you didn't feel like showing up, but you still showed up. Thank you for being a light to your family. Thank you for showing us that even though you were young, even though you were, still in your very early ages of life, you fought harder than most people do. And I want you to know that we appreciate it. You inspired all of us, and it means the world to us, what the impact that you've made. And you'll always, always, and forever will be part of the Mornings with Nano family. And we will always keep you in our hearts. So thank you for everything. Rest in paradise. And now a quick prayer for all of us. Father God, thank you so much for blessing us with another beautiful day filled with your abundance and your grace. We are so thankful for the day that you've allowed us to wake up on, because today just feels different, God. The energy is different this week. It just feels a lot more abundant. It feels more energetic. Everything that's happening right now is happening in perfect alignment. And this is going to be the month that changes everything for all of us. We are experiencing miracles, and we are getting miracles. We are experiencing quantum leaps, breakthroughs. All of these amazing things are happening for us this month, God, and we are thankful for the wisdom that you continue to provide us with. We are thankful for the leadership that each and every single day you show us, because we are thankful. And we want to pray for the family of Gianni. We just lost her, and I know that she's in a better place with you, God, and she was a part of the Mornings with Nano family. But we send our condolences to their whole entire family, and we pray that you put your hand over her family and just be there for them during this time of hurt and just a very, very tough time for them. But I know that they will use this moment right here as an inspiration to do it for her and do something big, because I know that that's all she would ever want, is to do it big, and for us to accomplish all our dreams and just be able to go out there and live the best versions of our lives, God. So we love her so much, and we appreciate her. I know that she's in a better place with you, and I know that you're taking care of her. So continue to be there for her, and we will make sure that we take care of everything that we got to do down here. Continue to watch over us. We love you so much. We thank you for everything, God. We appreciate you. In your name we pray. Amen. All right. Amen. 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 All right, guys. So thank you guys so much for an amazing, amazing call. I am so thankful. I hope that I was able to provide you guys with value, but also, giving you guys comfort that we were able to help a Mornings with Nano family member. That was one of our family. And I want you guys to treat her, okay, like she was family. And her family is our family. And family has each other's backs, okay? So whatever we can do for them, we're here for them. And we send them our love. We send them our condolences. And I hope that, anything that, we did for them today, God multiplies it for us times 100, because we gave with no intention of receiving anything, fam. We're giving because it's the right thing to do. Okay. So with that being said, I love you guys. I appreciate you guys so much. And I'll see you guys back here tomorrow on Mornings with Nano for another episode. Carlos, my brother, I love you, fam. Stay strong, G. Yeah, no, that was